I've heard about Tunisia, of course, and I, I, I know not very much about Tunisia, but I'm really happy to be here because I love, especially North African countries. Hopefully next year I'm going to do a tour of North Africa, so I'm really hoping I come back to Tunisia then.
Lately you've heard about the attack
Yes.
in Rabeb. How did you think about it?
Well, sad, of course. Sad always when people are killed for nothing. But it was not a reason for me to cancel because I believe that life goes on and you have to not be afraid of these things, not be afraid of these people. So, I'm just trying to look at the positive side of being here.
As you said, now life goes on. Do you consider that your music had all the time a message to express as an optimistic message?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I always try to write my music from an optimistic place, and I am an optimist. So, I mean, especially I understand that Like a Hobo was a very optimistic song, so it gave people a lot of good energy, and I'm happy for that.
So you consider yourself as a hobo?
Not anymore. I used to be. I had not really a home, and I lived my life from a suitcase most of the time. I do still a little bit now that I'm touring, but when I'm not playing shows, I'm really at home, and I'm really happy for that.
You consider yourself as a countryman living in a city?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. My new record, Curiosity, is really about that. It's about growing up as a country boy and living all my adult life in the cities. And there's a mixture for me between the urban feeling and the country feeling. So I wanted to express that in my album.
And why almost your music had a theme of urban theme, let's say country, city? Why this choice?
I just because I think it's more and more what's the word? More and more. It's more and more in our life. Like the
Why
city.
city and country all the time? That we heard these two terms all the time in most of your music.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Okay, that's news to me. But where did you hear this all the time?
Maybe in the last album, for example, Curiosity. So
In the last album, yes,
Yeah.
but not the previous records.
Talking about
You're talking about
yeah.
just the new album. Oh, because the whole album is about that. It's about I was living away from my country, England, and when I came back to London, I realised that I was spending all of my adult life from going from one city to another city to another city, but in my heart, I really wanted the peacefulness of countryside. So I was always wanting that, but always surrounded by this urban feeling. So it made me realise that I wanted to express that in my music, to express this feeling of the country boy in the city.
Yeah, did all this traveling inspire you in your music?
I think so. I think traveling always inspires music. Yeah, when I finished my last album, I took 3 months and drove on a road trip through England and UK, and I think that was a big inspiration for me.
Just England?
The UK. So Scotland, England, Wales.
Okay. Let's talk about the last album. It was launched in February 2005. Can you talk about this album? What makes you choose some music, funky and pop? Why these choices?
It's just the music that I was listening to at the time, because when I made my Hobo and Running Still, my first 2 records, I was listening a lot to music outside of England, outside of the UK. I was listening to a lot of European music, a lot of African, a lot of Indian music, Asian. But this album, I came back to the UK and I was hearing a lot of electro music, a lot of funkier music, and so it felt natural for me to. I wanted this album to be about my new life coming home and how I had changed since I left